Sunday, September 25th, and you are watching Subtrending, the go-to show for the latest and greatest in geek news. I'm your host, Jessica Howard, and today on the show, we have the lovely Andrew Cogswell.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling great because you called me lovely.
Aw, you're a pretty girl.
I feel like a pretty princess.
There you go.
Anyway,
So,
yeah, I'm good.
Are you ready to do some geek news?
I mean, if I wasn't ready, I wouldn't be here.
That's true. Like, I mean, this is pre-recorded. You know what you're getting into when you show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
it's a hostage situation. We're at the media.
the good thing is, the first thing that we're going to talk about today is video games.
Hooray!
Which is, like, generally, that's your thing.
That's my thing. Games Will Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Look at that little plug there. Very nice. Maybe we'll even throw in one of those like little video cards at the top too.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about news.
Let's talk about the news for now, though. Okay, first thing we're gonna talk about Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
So Assassin's Creed, as we know, we have the movie coming out later on this year.
Yes, pumped.
Very soon, around Christmas time.
Yep.
And Michael Fassbender. It looks really cool. I'm excited for it.
Got the cool Animus arm, like crazy thing.
Yeah, VR next level,
Animus.
but actually controlling you. Anyway, so pretty exciting stuff, but we will not be getting a game potentially next year. And a lot of people were thinking, oh, we're definitely going to get a new Assassin's Creed title next year because of the movie coming out. They're definitely going to want to push as hard as they can with all that press. But the developer is actually taking a step back, and they have flat out said, to quote them, there's huge potential in this game to revolutionize the IP, so we're going to change our model so we have more time and can bring a greater experience, and the game will be back when it's ready. Let's talk about that.
I just remember we need a timer, so give
we
me
do need
2
a timer.
seconds and go.
Boom. So let's talk about that.
Good.
That's how I feel too.
My gut reaction is good. It's good that they're recognizing that this is a chance to change the IP and really turn it around. The last Syndicate was good. It was better than Unity from what I've heard. I haven't played Unity for a reason. But the games have gotten really repetitive. Yeah. It's not much is changing from year to year because they were on a 3-year dev cycle.
To be fair, Black Flag was very innovative.
Yeah. Oh, it was. But then like they just went back to Unity and didn't take any of it with it.
Yeah. And I feel like they were trying to with Unity. It just didn't necessarily come through and work.
Yeah, because the multiplayer aspect, they tried it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting. But like I said, I don't think that it quite worked.
I it's refreshing to see. This looks like a changing of times for devs because they're looking at it and being like, people are getting mad about patches, about delays. You know what?
Yeah.
It'll be ready when it's ready thing is awesome.
I wish more developers would jump on that. Then we wouldn't be sitting here with Final Fantasy 15 this year.
Yep.
I
Last Guardian.
was going to say Guardians of the Galaxy, but no, The Last Guardian. The South Park game, like all of.
To be fair, the South Park game, like it hasn't been in development as long.
No,
but it is a delay.
The whole
I get.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's becoming more okay for developers to just be like, hey, you know that game you were expecting next month? Just kidding. We're pushing it back 3 months.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, No Man's Sky, and it's like it's a problem. You know, when you say you're going to have something out on time, like you need to deliver on that promise. Like, would I rather have a finished game than an incomplete mess? Destiny. Yes, but at the same time, like, why can't we have finished games when we are supposed to have them?
Yep.
You know, people need to have a better estimate of like when this is actually going to be finished.
I feel like a broken record at this point, but I agree. Like I said, gut reaction, good. This needs to happen. Change up the IP. They're taking Watch Dogs.
We have 10 seconds left. What do you want to see them do?
I don't know. That's the thing. I want them to run wild with it. I want them to get weird with it. I want to get rid of this crappy combat system and this crappy story.
Boom. Cut off.
Sorry, not crappy story. Just to clarify really quick. Not crappy story. Just some variation. Like let's do something different.
Yeah.
Full reboot.
No,
I don't care.
I want to be surprised.
Yep.
I want to see. I have faith in them. They've made a very good game series.
But it can be better.
Let's just see
Without
where it
doubt.
goes. Yeah. I think that's what they want to do. They want to pour their time and effort into it. And let's make it.
Yep.
Let's get good.
Yep. Let's get good.
Okay.
What is this? Oh, it's a weird stopwatch. Anyway.
It is a weird stopwatch.
Hey, iOS 10.
Anyway. Yeah, iOS 10. Weird shit.
It's a new slogan for Apple. Weird shit.
I'm sure Steve Jobs would love that one. Okay, so what?
He's dead.
Oh, well, I know that, but anyway, let's continue.
Yes.
Next news that we have is about Blizzard, the game development company. You might know them from Diablo, Warcraft, StarCraft,
recently Overwatch,
Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch. They do a lot of stuff. For 20 years now, they have had the domain battle.net as their main hub for all of their online gaming. It's where it's your account. You have a Battle.net account.
It started with StarCraft 1 and Diablo 2,
Actually,
I
I think
believe.
it started with Diablo 1.
Really? I didn't know it had that online. Anyway,
20 years.
never mind.
I'm pretty sure Diablo 1 was the start of that. but they're changing it. It's no longer going to be Battle.net, and this is iconic. This is something that people who like Blizzard, they know Battle.net. It's very popular. But they're now you're going to have a Blizzard account, and it's just going to be through Blizzard. You just have, it's like a Blizzard launcher is what it's going to be called for games. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Stopwatch.
Do you think that this is a good idea, this rebranding, or do you think it's a bad idea?
I don't think it matters, honestly. I don't. People are saying like, oh, it can confuse people. It can confuse longtime fans.
And that's why they said they changed it, is because they thought it was confusing for new fans.
It's one of those things. Is like Steam and Valve and Origin and EA. Like, it's common to have like differently named launchers and programs for your online services.
Yeah, with
like
Valve we have Steam, with EA we have Origin.
Exactly.
It's very common.
Blizzard wasn't doing anything really different than anyone else.
Yeah.
If anything, they started this weird thing, and I think Battle.net's a cool name. As old as it is, it still sounds kind of futuristic, like Battle.net.
So basically what you're saying is like, you didn't think there was any confusion in the first place, and you don't think there's going to be any confusion with them switching.
It depends on how they switch. I mean, is it just carrying everything over and just changing the name of it? Like, if so, then that's fine. But if they're restructuring the whole thing, then it's going to get confusing for old players. Yeah. And those are the people who trust Blizzard. Mm-hmm. These people who are still playing StarCraft 1 and Diablo 2 on Battle.net because the service is still up. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things like, let's see how it's implemented. Yeah. I want to see how it's implemented before I make any decision. But I don't think it's gonna matter in the long haul. I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like,
you got some Taco Bell burps?
Yeah, I got Taco Bell and sparkling or like carbonated wild cherry water.
Anyway, getting back to the topic.
Yeah.
Part of me, okay, so we don't know exactly why they're doing this. Like I said, they really have only said with confusion, but I would suspect, and I'm curious if they come out and say this, because this is really what I'm thinking. The reason that they're doing this is because of Overwatch, and because there are a lot of people playing Overwatch who don't play any other Blizzard game. Like, there are people who play Overwatch who definitely haven't played Diablo or Warcraft or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's less of a niche thing, that's why.
Yeah, and for Overwatch players, having a Battle.net account through a game made by Blizzard might seem confusing if they don't know the whole deal. And also, Battle.net sounds very tough, whereas Overwatch is not a super tough game.
To be fair, I feel like a lot of people playing Overwatch don't know who developed it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's one of those things. I think they're making making a bigger deal than it needs to be. But anyway, that's time.
Yeah, that is time. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna talk about some TV news right now, or more of a funny quote that's not really actually news, but we'll see.
I hope you come up with these topics like you like random by me. I don't remember what this is.
This one is about Daniel Radcliffe and Game of Thrones.
Right.
So Daniel Radcliffe is saying that he would love to be on Game of Thrones, just so, and I quote, "If they would just bring me in and fucking kill me, I would be happy to do that." That is the quote. Let's talk about that.
And go.
Isn't this wonderful?
It is. I feel like he's not in the minority here. That like anybody, like celebrity or not, who's a fan of the show, would be like, just bring me in, just kill me.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but I mean, even last season they brought on somebody who was a big name actor, and they killed him off in the only episode he was in.
Yeah, they did.
That might be a little spoily. I'm sorry if
no,
a little spoilerish.
Whatever.
I felt it was vague enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
my thing, the thing is too, is like, I remember when Harry Potter was still happening. Yeah. If you were a big deal in England or the UK, you were in a Harry Potter movie, and I think Game of Thrones has kind of taken over that. Like, if you're a big deal, really all over the world now, you're in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny to see how that kind of took over, because like you have so many people coming in, like bringing in the High Sparrow and stuff like that. Really acclaimed actor. I don't remember his name right now. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it would be funny just to see just like him do something really dumb and get killed. Yeah. You know, like if he just...
something that I love about Daniel Radcliffe is, so obviously child actor, very famous.
We talked about him last week, actually.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I watched... Okay. But he doesn't seem to take himself too seriously. I mean, he just did a movie where he played a farting corpse. Yep. Like, that was his part in that movie.
And to quote Emily, and the tagline for the movie, his boner will guide you home.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I love that he's not taking himself too seriously, and I think it'd be kind of fun to see him. Yeah. From a more critical standpoint, do you think that having him in Game of Thrones would make it, like, whenever he pops up on the show, you're gonna be like, that's Daniel Radcliffe, and it kind of takes away the immersion?
Nah. I mean, it's... Everybody, like, has this immersion thing with TV shows. I don't really get, like, immersed in TV shows. Like, I'm into them, but, like, there's fucking dragons flying around. Like if it was like a Civil War drama,
whenever
or like
they have like a big name actor, there's a tendency to be like,
time.
oh, that's that person, or you spend the whole time thinking about where you know them from. I don't think it's really that.
People are a bunch of weenie hut juniors.
I'm playing kind of devil's advocate with that one. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's pretty funny. But we'll see. Next thing that we're gonna talk about, we're gonna go into some movie news.
I gotta get some burp fuel real quick. Go ahead and talk.
All right. We're just gonna keep on plowing through. Anyway, while he refuels, we're gonna talk about Ghost in the Shell. So we just saw our first clips from that, and I think there were about 5 of them.
Yes, there's 5. Mm-hmm.
5 clips total. They posted it on the Ghost in the Shell official Twitter. You know, we're gonna have them rolling as we talk about it. So let's just go ahead and talk.
Okay. They were really cool looking.
They're really cool.
They're hyper stylized. It looks like I haven't seen all of the movie.
Ghost in the Shell is hyper stylized.
Yeah,
like it's supposed to have that sort of almost cyberpunk feel.
And like I'm a sucker for cyberpunk. Like my most anticipated game other than Persona 5 is Cyberpunk 2077.
Me too.
It doesn't even have a release date yet. I am so beyond stoked for that game.
No, I'm very excited for it too. I mean, one of my favorite books is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is Blade Runner in movie form. And it really turned me on to that Norse cyberpunk sort of thing. So
let's talk about Ghost in the Shell though.
Yeah.
It's cool to see this. Scarlett Johansson looks great as Major.
She does. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding that because she's not Asian and she was cast as Major.
We talked about this a little bit though.
We have talked about it. We talked about it a few months ago.
Well, I mean, like you and I personally have talked about this, and something I brought up to you when we talked about this topic was on Friday when these came out, or the day after these came out, ABC Network News was talking about them. That's not like this isn't a subject matter that would normally be talked about on network American news. Like that's not a thing.
Definitely never like a movie from an anime.
No, I mean unless it was like maybe Dragon Ball Z, but like still like that's not a thing. But I think because Scarlett Johansson is involved with this, as much as like they're whitewashing Major, she's bringing star power and getting these outlets to talk about this movie and driving the hype for this movie already, which is so important with this movie that is such a this series is such a fan favorite.
It's a niche movie. It really is. And I completely agree with you. I think that Scarlett Johansson was strategic casting. I think they want the movie to sell. It's more likely to sell if they do have a big name actor. Could they have used a big name Japanese actress? Unfortunately, like I feel like we don't have many of those. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying that's a problem with like our whole entire structure of entertainment. But for the time being, like I get why they did it.
What's funny is like the other day, like I realized the only Asian actress I can name is Lucy Liu.
Yeah, which is sad. Like,
it is sad. It is.
You know, like I said,
we're out of time.
Yeah. But overall, it looked really good. There's also a fan-made trailer, which we'll link to you in the description below.
Which
and you
is
should
awesome.
definitely check it out because they basically took all of the clips, rearranged them, threw the original music from Ghost in the Shell in there, and chills. Super good.
So good. Really excited. 2017.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. So 2017 is going to be an amazing year for movies. Like, oh my gosh.
And games.
Just constant movies. We're going to have so many reviews for you guys next year. But anyway, moving on, we are going to talk about Passengers, another science fiction movie. So we just saw the trailer featuring Chris Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence.
And by trailer, you mean we saw the entire movie.
Well, hey, we'll save that for our 2 minutes.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and start it, though.
Okay.
So
I've seen Passengers. It's really short, and it looked okay.
I'm not as critical of it as Andrew is. Like, do I think that they revealed a lot in the trailer? Yes. I personally like stuff like Ghost in the Shell, how you don't really know. I mean, you know what's going on because people have seen the movie, the original. But you're not quite sure if you've never seen Ghost in the Shell, what's going on in those clips. And I like that. I like when movies do that.
I want some mystery.
Exactly. And with Passengers, it's definitely suspense. It's a science fiction suspense sort of film. And even with the whole genre of science fiction very much aims at like answering the big questions and like more philosophical, and there seems like there's going to be that in Passengers, and they're already hinting at it in the trailer. So it's kind of like, let's back off a little bit, get your foot off the pedal, make people want to see this movie. You have huge star power. People want to see this movie, but I want to be a little bit surprised. I want to have an experience when I see this movie. It did look, what's funny is Emily and I talked about it a few weeks ago, and she said it didn't look very gritty, but after seeing the latest trailer, it actually does look surprisingly pretty gritty, in my opinion. So it might be something Emily might be more interested in now.
What's funny is I actually read Keanu Reeves was actually originally attached to this project.
Really?
And he was fighting for a long time to get it done and just never got off the ground. Honestly, like I love Chris Pratt, don't get me wrong. I relate strongly to Andy Dwyer, but I feel like Keanu would have been a better choice for this. And not
the main role?
Yeah, and not Jennifer Lawrence either.
Oh, and somebody else.
I really honestly think this movie would be more appealing to me personally if there were different people playing.
Well, it feels a little bit like we talked with Ghost in the Shell just a second ago about how Scarlett Johansson brings star power to the movie and makes people more likely to see it.
Yeah.
And I think to me it feels like there's like a level of doing it just enough to get people to see the movie, and there's too much.
Yep.
And I almost feel like Passengers, there's too much.
Yep.
Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, two of the biggest names in Hollywood right now.
And time.
Is it too much?
It's just taking two of America's sweethearts and cramming them into a movie together, and it's just like.
I hope it's gonna be good though. I'm gonna see it.
I'm sure I will too.
Yeah, I mean you'll probably go with me, but let's be real. I'll see it.
We'll take Bruce.
We'll take Bruce too. We'll take Mikey. We'll take everyone. Hopefully it's good. All right, and last but not least, we have one more piece of movie news for you guys, and that is about Mad Max.
Yay!
So as you guys know, in 2015, Fury Road came out.
It was great.
Nominated for a ton of Oscars, went home with several of them, and they were just a kick-ass movie.
Yeah,
really,
critically
really good.
and audience, they both loved it.
Super artistic, a lot of fun. So we have some more news about the prequel that's going to be coming out because they're not doing a sequel to it. They are doing a prequel, and it's going to focus on Charlize Theron's character, Furiosa. Pretty cool stuff. George Miller is returning for this movie. Also amazing.
Yes.
And it's going to start filming this year. So
Cool.
I'm going to go ahead and we will start the timer.
All right. I'm stoked. I've seen people complain about it because like it's not a Mad Max movie if it's about Furiosa. But you know what I have to say about that? Go watch.
Is that inappropriate?
I don't know. Go watch the original. Like, go watch Fury Road and tell me that movie is not about Furiosa as well. It's in the Mad Max universe. It has like it's in that universe. It needs to have the name Mad Max. Okay, get over it. Fury Road is more about Furiosa than the silent goon Max. I mean, Tom Hardy was great, but he was a goon.
No, Tom Hardy did a good job in the movie. He did.
Shut
But
up.
I mean, it is first and foremost, I feel like, about Furiosa and the women.
Yeah, it's 100% about them.
Yeah,
and like,
I mean, that's their story.
Max is a vehicle to tell their story.
Yes.
He's
a vehicle in Mad Max.
He's a means to an end.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I'm really excited. I think that another part of this that we should look at and be very excited for is that George Miller is returning.
Yeah.
He's an older guy.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't need to come back for this movie, but he is. And I think a lot of that is because, you know, when he made the original series with not Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
Yes, Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Mel Gibson's first role.
Yeah, Mel Gibson's first role. So when he made the series with Mel Gibson, I mean, he flat out has admitted to us later in life, like, those were not the movies that he wanted to make. They didn't have the technology at the time. And with Fury Road, he made the movies that the movie he dreamt of. That was like a sort of a sense of completion for him, is being able to realize what he imagined.
And good for him for being able to do it and for being able to tell the story he wants to tell. He waited long enough, like, let him do it.
And so I'm really excited for him to come back for this one.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's a legend. So it's...
most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. I love that world. I want more of that world. I want more Furiosa. So yeah, especially if it's a prequel, like, cool. I'm kind of glad they're not doing a sequel. They split up at the end and they went their separate ways, and I think that's fine.
Yeah. You know, and also something else to add too with people coming back is I'm glad that Charlize Theron's coming back. Yeah. We're seeing a lot more of women, and like Scarlett Johansson is another one that comes to mind, who wouldn't normally, I guess, do these reoccurring action roles. And we're out of time. But they wouldn't normally do these, like, reoccurring action roles like she does in Avengers. But, they're becoming more of a serious feat. They're becoming more of...
They're not just action blockbusters anymore. They're not just money makers. Like, I mean, for example, like, Mad Max got Academy Award noms and won them for, like, prestige. I mean, I mean, any award category is prestigious, but, like, for, like, special effects, not just, like,
for the art,
costume design. Which is still great, but don't get me wrong, but I'm saying, like, the higher level ones, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But that's going to wrap up our show, and we are headed off to enjoy some lovely margaritas on this Saturday night that we are finishing filming this, and we hope that your Sunday night is also filled with margaritas, or maybe something equally as good.
No, it works the next day. Drink some milk, go to bed.
Drink some warm milk. That sounds gross. Don't drink warm milk. I don't get people who do that.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Check us out at subtrendy.com. Be sure to go over to our Facebook and search Subtrendy, and we are the first thing that pops up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next week.
Games will at 8 on Wednesdays.